What if I told you that you are following rules you never agreed to? You didn't vote on them in an election. You never learned them in school. But these rules are running quietly in the background of your social media, your entertainment, your work, and your daily life. Over the last 50 years, dark philosophies realized something smart. You don't need to force people to change. You just need to change the culture around them and let people rule themselves right into a trap. Today, we are uncovering the 7 hidden laws that govern modern society. We aren't looking at these laws to feel afraid. We are exposing them so you can see the trap, break free from the noise, and walk with total clarity. Grab something to write with, clear your mind, and let's look at the rules. The first hidden law is very simple. Do not follow anything higher than yourself. Modern culture tells you this every single day. Follow your heart. Live your truth. You are the master of your own life. It sounds nice on the surface, doesn't it? But look closer at what happens when you follow this rule. When you make yourself the ultimate authority, your feelings become your law, your desires become your morality, and your ego becomes the center of your universe. Instead of surrendering to God, who actually created you and knows how your life works best, you carry the heavy burden of trying to be your own creator. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." True peace doesn't come from putting a crown on your own head. It comes from trusting the one who already sits on the throne. The second law turns real values upside down. If God says that self-control, truth, and purity build a strong mind and a healthy life, this hidden law flips the definitions completely. Self-control is called boring. Purity is called outdated. Humility is called weakness. Pride, the very thing that destroys relationships, is celebrated as the highest virtue. Notice how this works. When society flips the script, living a good life feels like going against the flow. They want you to believe that moral boundaries are cages built to limit your fun, when in reality, those boundaries are walls built to protect your soul. In the book of Isaiah 5:20 warns us, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness." When the world flips the truth, don't change your standards. Stand firm on solid ground. The third law tries to erase your spiritual identity. It teaches that human beings are nothing more than biological animals driven only by physical desire, survival, and chemical reactions in the brain. You hear this rule in quiet phrases like, "If it feels good, just do it. You're only human. Satisfy your urges." Why fight your natural instincts? When you treat people like animals long enough, they start acting like animals. This law wants to erase the truth that you are made in the image of God. You have a soul, a spirit, and a higher purpose. You are not just built to eat, sleep, scroll, and react. Galatians 5:16 tells us, "Walk in the Spirit, and you will not fulfill the desires of the flesh." You are not controlled by your instincts. You are an eternal soul built for self-control and purpose. The fourth law uses nice words to hide bad motives. Dark systems rarely attack you with obvious bad intentions. Instead, they use good causes to lower your defenses. Here is how it works in modern society. A company, a campaign, or a cultural movement will use soft, caring language. They will talk about protecting people or being inclusive. Because it sounds kind on the outside, you drop your guard. But behind that nice packaging, the actual goal is often to remove spiritual discernment, break down family values, and make you accept things that destroy your peace. 2 Corinthians 11:14 reminds us that even darkness can disguise itself as an angel of light. True discernment means looking past pretty words and looking directly at the actual fruit of what is being pushed. The fifth law is the war on your patience. This rule demands immediate results without any waiting, discipline, or growth. Our digital world is built entirely around this principle. Instant dopamine from quick short-form videos. Instant validation from comments and likes. Instant buying with one click. When you get trained to demand everything right now, you lose the ability to wait on God. When God takes you through a season of quiet preparation to build your character, this law makes you feel like God is failing you. Fast success is often a trap. Slow, patient growth is how God builds real strength. The truth. James 1:4 says, "Let patience have its perfect work, that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing." The sixth law tries to cut you off from real community. An isolated person is much easier to confuse and defeat. This law pushes hyper-individualism through ideas like, you don't owe anyone anything. Cut off everyone who doesn't match your energy. Protect your peace by staying alone. While healthy boundaries are important, this philosophy takes isolation to an extreme. It makes you suspicious of real friends, bitter toward family, and detached from church. You end up alone in a quiet room, talking to no one except a glass screen. In the book of Ecclesiastes 4:12 says, "A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken." Do not fall for the isolation trap. Stay connected to real, loving, faithful people. The 7th law is the capstone. Convince people that spiritual warfare doesn't exist. If you can convince a soldier on a battlefield that there is no war, they will never pick up their shield. This law tells you that everything in life is just physical, political, or psychological. It says, spiritual battles are just ancient superstitions. That's not a spiritual attack, that's just bad luck. When you take off your spiritual eyes, you try to fix spiritual problems with human tools. You try to fix broken peace with entertainment, broken relationships with arguments, and heavy hearts with self-help books. Ephesians 6:12 anchors our focus. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the spiritual forces of evil. When you lay them out clearly, you realize this isn't just an idea from a book. It is the exact cultural matrix surrounding us every single day. But here is the good news. Once you see the trap, it loses its power over you. A trick only works when you don't know how it's done. Now that you see the architecture, you can step over the traps, guard your mind, and walk in real freedom. If this message helped open your eyes today, leave a comment down below to let me know you are standing watchful and discerning. Share this video with a friend who needs a wake-up call, hit that subscribe button, and keep watch. Stay alert. Stay clear. I'll see you in the next file.